Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and welcome back to another star-studded episode of Behind the Velvet Rope Live. We're bringing you some of the biggest stars in film, TV, fashion, and music. And we also have two great in-studio guests today. Nightcap's Lauren Blumenfeld and rising country star Liddy Clark are joining us. Here's a sneak peek. On this episode of Behind the Velvet Rope Live, we get in the holiday spirit with Bad Santa 2's Billy Bob Thornton and Kathy Bates. Miles Teller and the cast of Bleed for This step out of the ring and onto the red carpet to discuss the Vinny Pazienza biopic. Speaking of inspiring, we catch up with Olympic gymnast and now author Simone Biles backstage at the Today Show. We continue with our Train Like an Angel series and have some fun with Victoria's Secret angel Martha Hunt. Michelle Dockery and Juan Diego Botto give us a scoop on TNT's seductive new thriller, Good Behavior. All that and more on Behind the Velvet Rope Live. I told you we got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right into it. My favorite all-time movie, holiday movie of all time, is Bad Santa. I gotta admit it, it's not Miracle on 34th Street, it's not Rudolph, it's Bad Santa. So how excited do you think was I when I found out that they were doing a sequel? That sequel's here, it's called Bad Santa 2, and Billy Bob Thornton is back as Willie. I was on the red carpet for the New York premiere where I got to chat with Billy Bob as well as Kathy Bates, who's joining the cast, and they told me all about it. I was so excited. Check it out. When you made the first one, did you ever envision in your wildest dreams that it would become the beloved cult classic that it has become?
Well, you know, when you make a movie, you never know how it's going to be received, and this one really blew up and became iconic, you know, and in my lifetime, which is it's rare to have iconic movies while you're still around. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. And I mean, when I'm in public, I generally get Sling Blade, Monsters Ball, you know, and Bad Santa. Those are the ones that people come up to me and say something about. It's become sort of a part of a box set of Christmas movies like It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, and Bad Santa.
The first one was a perfect combination of raunchiness, filth, and Christmas. What are people going to get with the second one?
Well, I think you're going to get definitely raunchier, especially with my character coming. You see where Billy Bob came from. I think it's that moment when Sigourney Weaver sees the mother alien.
Billy Bob, he's one of the coolest and the best. What
So
makes
cool.
him so good, just as an artist?
He's a truth teller.
I like that.
Yeah, he's that way as a man, as a human being, and he doesn't shift gears when he's on camera.
Can you think of two better actors, more iconic actors, to pair together for a dark comedy like Bad Santa 2? I can't. And I can't wait to see it. It's out November 23rd, so make sure to get into the theaters and check out Bad Santa 2. Another movie that is just generating a ton of Oscar buzz right now is Bleed for This. It is the real-life story of one of my favorite all-time boxers, Vinny Pazienza. I didn't realize how much he went through because this guy, after a car crash, broke his neck, and the doctors gave him two options: spinal fusion so that he could walk again, or he had to wear a halo and he'd never fight again. Well, he chose the halo and he said, guess what? I am going to fight again. And within 6 months, he was back in the ring and became a world champion again. They've put together an all-star cast to play the parts of the movie, including Aaron Eckhart, Miles Teller, who plays Vinny, and Kade Segal, and I chatted with all of them. Check it out.
Vinny was he's a two-time world champion, although before he got his second belt, a lot of people thought that he should retire. He won his second title, he was on top of the world, and then he got in a car accident where he broke his neck and almost severed his spinal cord, and they said, we can give you the spinal fusion, guarantee you'll walk again, or we can put this metal halo on, but you can't do anything. Your body's just got to heal on its own. And in real life, 5 days after breaking his neck, he went down to his basement and started trying to bench press and worked out for those entire 6 months and came back and won the title a year later. And it's just unbelievable. If we didn't tell you this was based on a true story, people would have said, that's less believable than the Avengers, you know what I mean?
Well, I play Kevin Rooney, who was a very famous boxing trainer. He used to train Tyson when he would knock people out in 8 seconds, and then he was fired from Tyson, and sort of at a low point, and he meets Vinny Pazienza, and they work their way back up to the top. So it's a great, you know, I love boxing. I've been boxing for a few years now. I had to get in shape for Aaron Brockovich, which was 20 years ago, so I decided if I have to learn a skill, I'm going to learn boxing. And so it really helped me out doing the mitts and all that and training and which was needed because this is a small film and we didn't have the time and the resources. So I was really prepared going in, and it was just great hanging around all the fighters. I love it.
What is it about his story that deserves a movie?
Well, it's so much more than a boxing movie. It's about, the human condition and overcoming the worst things that can happen in life, and, his strong self-will and his drive and his passion. And, the whole movie had that vibe because, this has been a passion project of Ben Younger, the director and the writer. And, he made it happen. And, Vinny, through unbelievable odds, you have to see the movie, survived what nobody could survive.
And then was back 6 months later.
top.
It's insane.
Insane. It's really insane, yeah.
This movie is so awesome and so inspirational. And Vinny Pazienza, I got to interview him on the red carpet as well. He is so cool. You guys have to check it out when it opens in theaters November 18th. Such a great story. Another great project now on TV is coming out. It's called Nightcap. It's going to be on Pop TV. I love this show because it takes us backstage at a late night talk show. And considering I host my own talk show, it's always fascinating to see what really goes on behind the scenes. Our first in-studio guest is joining me. She's one of the stars of the show. Considering I get to do this for a living, I love to see TV turn this type of thing upside down and show us what it's really like behind the scenes. What is it like behind the scenes on Nightcap?
Well, behind the scenes on Nightcap, it is crazy. We shot it in a teeny tiny a floor of an office building that was also occupied by a few tenants at the time. So it was always a surprise to see who might wander into frame. But it's just so funny. This is really Allie Wentworth's baby.
Who I love, by the way. You and I were talking about
We
it.
love her.
Allie's the best.
She really is. She's hilarious, smart, and she more than anyone knows what it's like to be behind a late night show because she's been on so many of them. So yeah, behind the scenes is just kind of, it's a bit of a shit show.
I love you already.
All right, I said it, shit show.
I love it. I was cursing before we even went on, so it's totally fine.
Great.
What's everybody getting with this show? So they're going to watch Nightcap, lots of millions of people. What are they going to get from it?
Well, all of the millions of people are going to kind of get to see the maybe unsung heroes or heroes is maybe very generous in our show, but
Train
not
wrecks.
yeah. But behind the scenes of the late night shows, so you get to see the craft service or the chef. There's a really ineffective, hilarious security guard who, you're not even sure why he's there. There's a supermodel makeup artist who only does Jimmy's makeup. And then there's Allie, this type A, super driven talent booker. And then I play her assistant, Penny, who is very sweet and very eager to please. Very eager to please, and she just worships Stacy so much.
I need a Penny on my show then.
Oh man, I think everyone needs a Penny.
Everybody needs a
Penny.
You also get cameos from legitimately some of the biggest stars in the business. How crazy is that?
The craziest. It was just absolutely nuts to have our guest stars be Gwyneth Paltrow, Whoopi Goldberg, Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos. In the first episode, I am auditioning to be their surrogate. So I'm offering up my womb. So that was crazy. Tim Gunn from Project Runway, who's just,
The coolest. He's
the
awesome.
coolest,
I
most
love Tim.
kind. Yeah, so well dressed, not
And you could
surprisingly.
listen to him speak all day. He has that eloquent way of speaking. He's like, Penny, you look so gorgeous tonight. I sound like a total geek saying
No,
it.
that was very good.
You think?
That was really good.
You're
yeah.
a good actress. I like that.
Well, in the Tim Gunn episode, I think I did hit maybe I've peaked too soon because I got to work with Tim Gunn and a sloth, like the animal, the slow-moving sloth, which I died, and then bunnies.
You're like, is this real?
I was like,
real
is
life?
this my real? how did this dream manifest?
You're like, I went to NYU to work with sloths and bunnies. Awesome.
But the inflection was more like, I went to NYU to work with sloths and bunnies. Yes.
You also have another show coming out, which another one of my favorites, Laverne Cox, is
Oh
on.
my God.
Everybody, like, this Doubt looks unbelievable. It's going to be on CBS. You're one of the leads, and what are we getting with Doubt?
Doubt is a legal drama on CBS, and it follows defense attorneys working in New York, so working for a lot of people who are accused of crimes that they may or may not have committed. And it's like part workplace kind of drama. There's definitely levity. It's definitely funny at times, but it also really gets into some serious issues, and you follow one storyline throughout. And I get to play, I think I'm kind of figuring out there's a bit of a like niche that I'm occupying. I'm playing Katherine Heigl's assistant, Lucy. So I got Lucy and a
You're going to be you're right. That's going to be like, you're going to be like 20 years from now, you'll be sitting here and you're like, I'm
What can
Nicole
I get?
Kidman's assistant in this movie.
I'll take it.
Man, I would take their real life assistant, let alone their on camera assistant.
Absolutely. I'm available.
All right, so you and I were just talking before we got started. Right before I started the show, I was interviewing one of my favorites. I've said that like 3 times, but they are all one of my favorites, Sterling K. Brown, who's had a monster year. He won the Emmy for OJ. He's now in This Is Us, which
Right.
is like tearing up the world. And him and I were talking about how he's been doing this 15 years, and then he's having this magical year. Like, he was struggling to pay bills, and now this is the year where he becomes a major star. You're kind of having that moment too, which I feel like, because you've got one show, you've got another highly anticipated show right behind it. Like, when all this hard work starts paying off, like, what's it like for an artist, an actor?
Oh, it's such a good question, and it's so exciting and inspiring to me when you see that happen. People who, like Sterling, who are incredible and have been incredible, and for whatever reason, you don't know what it is. It's just that's their time. I would die and go to sloth heaven if that was really if I was having a year even remotely close to that. But to me, to work, like, all I want to do is work, and I've probably done every odd job that you could do. So it's really exciting to actually just have to go from one project to the next project. Feels like the biggest luxury.
Are there moments that you like think about giving up? Like, you're young,
Yes.
so like what? Walk me through some of those moments. Like, you're struggling, you're probably waitering, bartending,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it can get, it's really hard, and you have to just want it really badly. And there have been moments where I was like, do I want to be a marine biologist? Like, maybe that would be good instead. And then the thought of doing something else, however remarkable that career sounds, kind of broke my heart to think about doing something else. So I knew that if I was after happiness in my life, that I would have to continue. I'd have to continue with this path.
You're like, I got bills to pay.
Yeah, so you kind of just do it, but there's an interesting thing. I mean, there are times when those jobs are really, obviously, like, hard, but I was really lucky. I worked at some great restaurants with great people, and in some ways, those day jobs can actually save you, because being an actor can be incredibly self-absorbed and a little bit, like, neurotic in your head, crazy. So the idea of serving someone and, like, focusing on their meal, it humbles you, and it's a clear task, and there's like you can actually complete it in a day, whereas like your long-term goal of continually working as an actor may take your entire life. There is something satisfying about just serving, and I worked with Judith Light in a play on Broadway, and she's, again, like,
That's my girl. That's my girl.
I could see that.
She's my girl.
She is just the best, but I remember talking to her, and she really views acting as a service industry, and you have to, like, you are serving, like, you're there to provide something, and I think it can get easy to think, like, it's all about me, but I think I don't know, I think all those day jobs and all of the life experience is actually very, very helpful, and makes you a lot more present and like appreciative for tiny moments of success, however tiny, even just like not messing up a line. Yes.
What do you think about the movement right now? I feel like there is such a strong movement to create better female roles on television. I mean, look at the show you're on. Allie is the lead of the show. That's her show, essentially.
Yes.
What do you think about what's happening right now?
Yeah, I'm just so grateful, and it's about time. I mean, it's been a long process, and I am so excited for Amy Schumer, like all of these just incredible women, Tina Fey, I mean, it's just like, and Kate McKinnon, you're gonna lose me now. I'm just gonna spiral and just spout off all these names. But it's really exciting to see women who have dimension, who are in positions of power, and who I've actually been really excited also by Transparent to see women who are uniquely beautiful and maybe not wearing all the makeup in the world. And I think that it's really just so encouraging. And there's a lot more work to do, but I'm really feel very excited to be kind of starting out in television when there's so many great shows out there and starting to be some really exciting, really just like important work being done by women. And I'm also really excited when I meet, you know, female directors and Steadicam operators. It's cool.
You're awesome.
They're awesome.
They better keep your show on for like 10 seasons.
I mean,
can have
please.
you back here.
Oh my God, I'd love it.
All right, guys, make sure to check out Lauren Blumenfeld on Nightcap. It's every Wednesday on Pop TV at 8/7 Central. She's awesome, isn't she? So watch her freaking show. Another lady who is awesome is Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles. I mean, she stole everybody's heart when she dominated in Rio, and now she's being called by some the greatest gymnast of all time. At 19 years old, she's now writing books as well. Her first book, Courage to Soar, details her experiences about getting to Rio and then what she was able to experience in Rio. I caught up with her backstage at the Today Show, and she told me about some of her struggles and coolest moments. You write in the book about some of the challenges, both because of race, body type that you've had to go through. Talk to me about some of those challenges and how you've been able to overcome them and how they've strengthened you.
I think both of them have strengthened me in different ways. Like body issues, I mean, growing up, like going to school, I didn't have the typical body a non-athletic girl had. I was very muscular, stronger than like half the boys in my class, so they would make fun of me too. But I'm like, little do you know, like, you just wait. And now they say, like, now they all love the body that I have, but I worked years and years for it, and it's helped me in the sport that I do. So they didn't quite understand that I needed that body for gymnastics, but now they know.
You got to carry the American flag. I mean, to be able to represent your country to me is just mind-blowing. What did it mean to you? I mean, now that you've had months to separate from this experience and you look back, what did it mean to you to be able to represent the USA?
It's a huge honor. I mean, only 5 girls in the entire country get picked to represent their country at an Olympic Games for gymnastics. So that's a huge honor, and you have to think about that every time you go out on the floor. You're not only representing yourself, you're representing your gym, your coaches, your parents, your family, everyone who's helped you get there. But like carrying the flag at the end was just such a cool honor. I don't know, it was so cool.
Is there a more inspirational woman that you can think of than Simone Biles? 19 years old, God bless you, and make sure to go check out her book. It's going to just motivate you to do great things like she's done. It's called Courage to Soar, and it's in bookstores everywhere. We're not done at the gym because another lady who is working her heart out right now is Victoria's Secret angel Martha Hunt. The Victoria's Secret show is coming up very quickly, and we're now in week 3 of Train Like an Angel. I caught up with Martha at her gym, Body by Simone, and she walked me through her workout and some of her coolest experiences as an angel. Check it out. I was watching some of the stuff you were doing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm hurting just watching you. But what is like the one exercise, your go-to exercise?
Go-to exercise for me would be a plank, because you fit in so many muscles with a plank. You fit in your core strength, your glute strength, and everything.
Is there a body part that's most important to you?
Body part that's most important to me would be abs and butt, always, always. Especially once we learn which outfits we're wearing, we know which muscles to target depending on what the outfit shows.
I can't think of a more appropriate place to have the fashion show than in Paris this year. How cool is that?
I know. I think Paris is the perfect home for the Victoria's Secret fashion show because that's where lingerie started, and it's just a very sensual, chic city.
What has been the coolest experience that you've gotten to experience?
Ooh, I mean, oh gosh, there's too many to name. I think even just my first time doing a Victoria's Secret holiday commercial, it was my first scene. They asked me to run out there with Candace, and she'd already been an angel for a few years, so I was really nervous. And behind us, for my first scene ever for Victoria's Secret commercial, the Eiffel Tower was twinkling on cue because Victoria's Secret was lighting up the Eiffel Tower. So that was a pretty profound moment in my memory bank working with Victoria's Secret.
Make sure to catch Martha Hunt and all of the other Victoria's Secret angels. Victoria's Secret fashion shows on CBS December 5th at 10 o'clock. I can't wait. And we still have one more week of Train Like an Angel to go, so stay tuned. Our next in-studio guest, 18 years old. This blows my mind, and more talent than I could ever dream in a lifetime. She's one of the fastest rising country singers in music right now. She's joining me, and I'm so excited. We're going to talk, and then she's going to be performing for us. Her name is Liddy Clark. Hi, Liddy.
Hi.
Quite the intro there, right?
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Thank God. They got to keep me around once in a while, you know? So 18 years old.
Yep, almost 18 and a half, actually. My half birthday is on the 28th. So.
See, when you're as young as you are, you're like, I want to be 18 and a half. I'm
No.
38. The last thing I'm saying is like 38 and a half. I'm like, I want to say I'm 18.
good. I want to be a teenager. I'm very happy being young right now, so.
Well, congrats on everything.
Thank
You got a
you.
new single. You're
Yeah.
a singer-songwriter. Tell me all about yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm 18 years old, you know that, and I've been singing and songwriting for about 11 years now. And yeah, this new single that I just put out about a few months ago, it's called Painted by Numbers. I am super excited. I wrote this song about 2 years ago, and I was 16. I was plagued with insecurity and doubt, as many teenagers
It's about
are.
body image, this song.
It is. It's about learning how to love yourself in a world that's so full of hate and insecurity and doubt. And it's just a message of positivity, you know, and I think the world needs it, you know.
All right. You know, we are going through this period right now where body image, especially for young ladies,
Yeah.
is such an important topic. We're seeing increased rates of depression, increased rates of suicide right now. Talk to me about being your age. What do women go through? What do young ladies have to go through? Because with bullying and everything else, it's got to be difficult being your age.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely starts around the age of like puberty, you know, and I think it's just getting younger and younger as the age goes on, you know, like younger and younger girls are going through this because I have a little brother right now, and I just see girls his age are like starting to go through these self-doubt and these images of themselves nowadays too. And it's just, you see all these movies and these magazines, and you see all these ads telling you that you need to lose weight and you need to look a certain way, and it's just all of this negativity. And with this song, I want to be more positive. I want to say that you can love yourself without thinking that you're perfect. You can be happy with who you are and still want to, you know, make yourself better.
Being able to express yourself through music and to make statements like this, to just say what's going on in your head through this, what does it mean to you?
It's honestly amazing. I love being able to write songs that are such statement songs, you know, because those are some of my favorite types of songs. I'm a big music junkie, as you can probably tell. But it's just amazing because I try and invoke such types of emotions out of people, and being able to get this response from other types of people who have gone through similar situations as me, it's honestly what I do this for, so.
There's another young lady, she's still really young, but she started out as a country star, kind of at your age started hitting it. Her name's Taylor Swift, of course.
Oh, I have no idea who
Yeah,
that
I
is.
mean, it's only the biggest star on the
Only
planet
the reason
now.
I started songwriting.
Is it really? I mean, I was going to
Yeah.
ask you that. Who are the people you look up to? But obviously Taylor is one of them.
Yeah, definitely the reason I started songwriting. I was a huge fan of hers, like even during her first album, like I was there from the beginning. But also some other inspirations of mine are definitely, you know, Chris Stapleton, Kenny Chesney, Brothers Osborne, and also some non-country inspirations. I really love John Mayer. He actually just came out with a new single
did?
today.
He
Oh my
did?
gosh, I listened to the first half of it before I came in here. And I also really love Parachute, Gavin DeGraw. I love listening to rap music on the treadmill. And,
Hold on,
you know.
do you know some rap by heart? You gonna rap for me?
Oh my gosh, the only rap I know by heart is the one from Baby and Justin Bieber.
No, that's not rap.
Yes,
That's not called rap. There's
Yes.
Bieber is not rap.
Well,
Those two
he's not
things
the one who's rapping. I think it's Ludacris, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is how out of touch
When
I
I
am.
was 13, I had my first love. I can't do it.
What makes like, all right, so Taylor Swift, I'm not going to embarrass, I'm like, I would ask you to keep going, but you're too talented to just go with that. What makes someone like Taylor, like why do you connect with someone like her?
I think it's because she's so raw and so real, and because her lyrics are just so tangible, and you feel like you can just walk up to them and like, you can imagine your life in those lyrics, and any teenage girl around the country can feel that, and I think that's what's made her so talented and so marketable and so amazing, and she is just amazing. I mean, there's no other words to describe her other than genius.
One of the things she's done so well, and I'm going to bring this back to you, is outside of just being talented, she understands the business. Her and her team have mastered the business. They're writing the playbook on how to
Very
create a brand.
intelligent.
When you look at someone like that as a young artist, how do you want your career to unfold? What would you like to see yourself and your team do over the next 5, 10, 15 years to build Liddie Clark into a major brand?
Well, I mean, obviously, if I was able to model it after Taylor Swift's career, that would be amazing, but you know, nobody can be the next Taylor Swift. Nobody can be the next anybody. I just want to be the first Liddie Clark. And I mean, I just want to keep going up from here. And I know there's going to be hills and troughs and all those different types of battles, but I just, one day and over the next few years, I want to be able to play a show, and I just want to hear people singing the words back to me of one of my original songs. That's #1 goal currently.
Is it hard being a normal kid? Like when you're experiencing success, is it hard being normal and staying normal around your friends, your family?
Honestly, no, because whenever I'm on the road, I always feel a little weird coming into like all these places, and like then I go back home and like my little brother still treats me like, why would you come in my room, Liddy? You're not supposed to be in here. Like he's a little 13-year-old, and like, you know, I'll still watch football with them. I'll still like have family time, and I think that's really what keeps me down to earth and like humble and chill.
You're performing for us today.
I am.
What are you going to perform?
I think I'm going to perform the single for y'all. It's called Painted by Numbers.
This is why you got to love country stars. It's because y'all. I want to say. I want to be able to say y'all.
Well, you just did. So there you go.
I can't wait to hear
Your
you
wishes
perform.
come true.
Yeah, I mean, you say it, it sounds like natural and normal. When I say it, it sounds like a big, goofy,
You
old
just
dude,
gotta
like
practice.
y'all.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
All right, ready?
Y'all.
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
Right.
Y'all.
Y'all. I sound like a Northeast Philadelphia accent.
How are
dude.
y'all doing
Yeah,
today?
I'm like, y'all, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you perform. I listen to your single. I think you're super
Thank
talented.
you.
So I can't wait to see you live right next to me.
Thank you.
All right, guys, next up, another rising music group is Clean Bandit. They won the Grammy last year for one of my favorite songs of the year. It was called Rather Be. I had that on repeat on my iPhone for like 6 months. They have a new single out called Rockabye. They got Sean Paul and Marie to jump on it, and they're just crushing it again. It's the #1 song in the UK. I just sat down with them and we talked all about their success, but also they have a really cool celebrity experience that they wanted to share with me. How about cool celebrity moments?
Cool celebrity moments. I think we've been working with Elton John recently, and that was pretty...
Doesn't get much cooler than that.
Yeah.
Can't top
So
that one.
hanging out with him and writing music with him, for me was just kind of, you know.
Does it
out of
blow
this-
your mind? Do you,
Yeah.
Do you like
literally,
sit there and say, oh my God, Elton John is like
Yeah.
2 feet away from me?
Yeah. You literally like, this is blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was so amazing. Like the way he composes is crazy. He was just sat down at the piano as soon as he walked in and was just playing pretty much all day, like hundreds of new ideas coming every few minutes. And at the same time making like loads of jokes, talking to
A
us.
lot of very rude jokes.
All right, guys, so next up, has anyone had a better year than Sterling K. Brown? He wins the Emmy for his brilliant performance as Christopher Darden in the OJ miniseries, and now he's on TV's hottest show, playing Randall in This Is Us. And he's the nicest guy on the planet, by the way, because I caught up with him atop the Empire State Building to chat all about the success of This Is Us, and he told me why America loves the show so much. This Is Us, man. It's the biggest new show. People, you know, the word in love is probably an understatement with this show. What do you think it is about This Is Us that resonates with the viewers so much?
I think the show is aptly titled because even though it's about the Pearson family, it has something that everybody can resonate with, and it really is about us. It's about humanity. Like, there's this wonderful explanation in episode 5 about what life is to Kevin, and he talks about this painting and how every person contributes to the painting, and even when you pass away, your contribution is still there. And even though you've yet to come, you've still made something to the painting. It's like this canvas that goes on indefinitely. And people can see some aspect of themselves in either one of the characters or all of the characters. And it just reminds you that you're not going through this thing called life by yourself. We're all in it together.
He's the coolest. You got to see the rest of the interview. It'll be on our social media soon. Check it out. And if you're not one of the gajillion people that's watching This Is Us and crying every single episode, then become one of those people because it's one of the best shows on TV. NBC, Tuesdays, 9/8 Central. As promised, Liddie Clark's giving us a performance. I'm so excited. Hey.
Hi.
All right. Floor's yours, girlfriend.
All right, this song is called Painted by Numbers. I hope you guys like it. If I'm not bone thin, that stomach showing skin, I'm not doing something right. If I don't look like a model whose only meal comes from the bottom, I should skip dinner tonight. The obsession of others for the pleasure of numbers, do they ever stop to wonder? Will expectations suffocate life until it finally breaks? Does it have to be this way? No, not me. I'll never be a perfect size in these jeans. I'm not a beauty queen, but I swear there's only one me. So starting today, I live life my own way, and nothing can make me change. I ain't painted by numbers. Every picture, every story telling us we should be more like we're some charity or lonely cause. And when everyone's ideal ain't to everyone's appeal, we all have our flaws. So spring turns to summer, to rated by numbers, the day we're born until we die. And if you find your color, if there's match with others, if you're the type that's gotta fit in between the lines, but no, not me. I'll never be a perfect size in these jeans. I'm not a beauty queen, but I swear there's only one me. So starting today, I live life my own way, and nothing can make me change. I ain't painted by numbers. I ain't painted by numbers. The obsession of others for the pleasure of numbers, it doesn't have to be this way. No, not me. I'll never be a perfect size in these jeans. I'm not a beauty queen, but I swear there's only one me.
Yep, that was awesome.
you.
How long does it take you to write something like that?
For this song, it took me a while because I had written about 85% of the song when I came into the writer's session, and I could not figure out the final line of that chorus, which essentially was the title of the song. And so one of the other writers came up with the title of the song, and I was like, oh, that's really good. And it was actually Painting by Numbers at first, but then my dad asked me whether it was Painted or Painting, and then I was like, ooh, Painted actually would be a better fit. And so my dad actually should have the credit for that title of the song.
Trust me, he's going to be putting himself a songwriter credit after hearing that.
He will be putting it. Yes, I know. I've already talked to him about it. He's like, yes, I'm going it. I'm going to do it.
You are one talented young lady.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
make sure to download her single. Really great stuff. Thank you so much for stopping by. Liddy Clark,
you.
go get her single. That was really beautiful. All right, next up, Turner. TBS and TNT. They have so many great shows, and they have two new great ones. The first up is on TNT. It's called Good Behavior. It just premiered. It stars Michelle Dockery, who everyone fell in love with as Lady Crawley on Downton Abbey, and another great actor, Juan Diego Botto. I caught up with both of them at the New York premiere, and they told me all about the show. We're not getting any good behavior on Good Behavior, are we?
No, it's ironic, the title. It's a great show, and it's a lot of fun. And it's a character that I've just loved playing. You know, she's such a multifaceted woman, and it's been a lot of fun.
And a lot of wigs I see by all.
Loads, yeah. Yeah, the looks have been so brilliant, creating all those different looks, and we name the wigs. So the blonde one's Brittany, the redhead's Annie. You know, we've had a lot of fun creating those characters within the character.
You became so known for obviously your character on Downton Abbey. Was it an instinct to say, I've got to get far away from that character and do something different like you're doing in Good Behavior?
I mean, to be honest, I was looking for another job. And I really didn't expect something so different to come along so quickly. So I was really lucky that it did.
I love where cable is right now, and you get to be part of cable television. What makes cable TV so good right now?
Well, I think that they're doing very daring, very different stuff. That it's somehow real. I think it's more real and it's more daring. In this case, it's the show. It's about, you know, we follow Lady Rains, which is Michelle Dockery's character, and she's someone that's she's a thief, con artist, drug issues.
Lots of wigs.
Lots of wigs. And she gets involved with this hitman. He kills people for money. So you have these two characters, which, you know, apparently you gotta hate. But the show is telling you, you're gonna love this too.
Tuesdays, 9/8 Central. Make sure to check out Good Behavior. I've seen the first several episodes. It's really great. And what a change for Michelle Dockery. She's really one of the best actresses on TV, by the way. She's going to do a great job with this character, Letty. Total departure from Downton Abbey. Another show that's premiering in the Turner family on their sister channel, TBS. It's called Search Party. It premieres this Monday. I would try to tell you what it's about, but I think Alia Shawkat, the star, and the cast are going to do a better job. So here's what they told me.
Kind of like a hipster Columbo, Nancy Drew, modern Nancy Drew. Yeah, it's like a fun mystery show. Yeah.
Coming off something like Arrested Development, how is doing something like this different from doing something like that?
It's time. I'm a lot older. It's different people altogether. So it's very different in those ways. But I think people who like that show would have, you know, maybe not all of them, but would like this. It's a similar sensibility, I guess, in some way.
I think you can expect.
You just stole my
do I
mic.
take the mic? I'm new to that. I don't know.
You know what? I want you to
I'm sorry. No. I love how I'm like, hey there. No, I think you can expect the do I look at the camera?
Look at me.
I think you expect the unexpected. There's so many twists and turns. I think once you're thinking the show is one thing, it goes in a completely different direction. So I'm excited for viewers to kind of experience that. I don't think there's anything quite like it.
Tell me about your character.
Elliot is a self-made man. He's like a multi-hyphenate. To the nth degree. He kind of doesn't even know what he does, you know. And but I also think he's like a realist, and I admire him. He does some really despicable things, but he's got like he's really smart.
Don't you have enough jobs? Like, when does too much become too much?
I feel so blessed to be part of this for a couple reasons. I met Sarah Violet at like a tiny film festival, and I said to her, "You're so talented. I want to do everything you do." And so I was in her first movie, Fort Tilden, which I loved, and now I get to be in this. And I have a very meta role. I'm in the show within the show, which is very fun.
Make sure to catch the series premiere November 21st at 11 p.m. There's no show like this on TV, so make sure to catch it. I love the hipster Columbo. You go, Alia. Congrats on getting your show and leading it. All right, guys, so next up, we are bringing in our West Coast correspondent. She debuted last week, did an amazing job. So excited to have her back on. We're going to be talking about some of the big topics of the week, and I'm going to get her feedback, and we'll figure out how to solve the world's problems together. Ashley Daniels is joining us again live from LA via Skype. Hi, Ashley.
Hi Arthur, how are you?
I was just singing your praises. I said, wow, Ashley did such a great job. We're having her back again.
Oh, I'm blushing. Thank you.
See, I can even make a woman blush cross country. That's how I see my skills.
It's some swag you got over there, I'll tell you.
All right, so we're going to be talking about some fun stuff this week. The first place to start is, I want to start with social media right now. And Kendall Jenner, who has like 1 billion followers on Instagram, I mean, not 1 billion, but it may seem like 1 billion, just got off Instagram. And she was on Ellen talking all about it because she said she needed a detox. And I started thinking, I'm like, man, social media has taken over our life. Like, it's the first thing I do in the morning, the last thing I do before bed. I'll be on red carpets checking it. Like, how do we live without social media?
That's a really good question. I think millennials don't know how to at this point. It's become ingrained in our daily routines. We wake up, we brush our teeth, we check our Instagrams, we check our Twitter accounts. It's something at this point that is as vital to us as food and oxygen. I don't know how we would ever go back in time and do what Kendall did. That's how I personally feel. I've talked to a lot of millennials as well, just asking them, because I knew we were going to be talking about this today. And I asked them all, do you think you could live a week without your Instagram or your Twitter? One person out of 46 people said that they would be able to do it. So
yeah,
that's
impossible.
Yeah,
it's like, how did we survive before this? I'm old enough to remember before social media, and I try to think back to that era. I call it an era now, that generational era. I don't know how I did it because I'm so addicted now. Like, great example, you and I were talking in our production meeting yesterday, the Joe Biden memes. Like, I literally will find myself going down a rabbit hole looking at all these Joe Biden, Barack Obama memes of people using their pictures and then the casual conversation. Like, how did we survive before this?
I mean, I'm with you, though. I do remember, we're both obviously old enough to realize that we didn't have this growing up, you know, from childbirth on. There's kids now that I see that look like they're about 2 years old with iPads, and they know how to use their parents' iPhones. I mean, I remember a time where I didn't even have a cell phone. So it's interesting that we can't even see ourselves living without it. So never mind the people that were born with it. Speaking of the Joe Biden memes, they're hilarious. The memes started as kind of a joke because Joe Biden and Barack Obama are very close friends, and they're very open about that. I know Joe Biden has tweeted about it, saying they have a BRODIS, they call it, which is the bromance of the United States. So these memes started coming out, and I think they're hilarious. And it's just fun to see that they do laugh and they enjoy themselves at the White House. It's not all serious all the time.
All right, I wanted to ask you, because I had my first mannequin challenge experience. I was on a red carpet, and they actually had us do the mannequin challenge on the red carpet. I thought this trend was kind of funny for like a minute, but like everybody's doing it. What are your thoughts on this whole mannequin challenge thing?
Okay, well, first of all, congratulations on your first mannequin challenge.
I popped my mannequin challenge cherry.
I was going to say that, and I'm like, I think that's a little bad. Well, I'm glad you said it. It's about 5 o'clock your time over there. So you know, it is an internet sensation right now. It's interesting because there are so many challenges that we've seen on the internet in the past that involved doing something, And this is the first challenge that doesn't involve any physical activity, it doesn't involve lip syncing, and it doesn't involve dancing. It doesn't really involve brain power. You literally have to stand and just freeze. And the video just looks like somebody paused a moment in time. So I think it's interesting to see this is breaking the internet, doing nothing.
Another thing breaking the internet, by the way, is the Carrie Fisher revelation in her book that her and Harrison Ford had an affair. I'm like a big Star Wars nut, so when I found this out, I was just like, it doesn't surprise me, but it kind of just was like, I can't believe Princess Leia and Han Solo were actually hooking up in real life. And it made me think about, like, we just went through this whole thing with the Brad Pitt breaking, you know, he's divorcing Angelina Jolie, but there were rumors about him and Marion Cotillard. And you start thinking, like, if you star with somebody on set, how do you not hook up with each other? Like, it's 18-hour days, you're spending 4 months together. Like, can you not hook up on set? Like, you're gorgeous people, it's gonna happen, right?
I agree with you, and it's sad to say that, but I do agree with you. I mean, you're on set 24/7 with this person. They're a beautiful person. Most likely, they're very beautiful if they're in Hollywood. And you're pretending to love each other. You're pretending to have sex. You're pretending to hold each other. And at some point, that repetition can become reality. And it's scary, but it's happened for so many years now. We've seen so many relationships break up because of that circumstance.
When you look at the situation, I mean, is it crazy to you? Like, you look at Carrie Fisher and Han Solo, but is it crazy to see how it all works? I mean, if you're on set with somebody, it feels like as soon as the movie's done wrapping, these relationships end. But there are relationships that have made it, right?
There are so many relationships that have made it, and I was so surprised to see too, not only in movies, but you know, the rock star world is also something that there's a lot of temptation in. And I did get a couple of couples that have given us hope that you don't always have to do the wrong thing. Bon Jovi and his high school sweetheart, Dorothea Hurley, they've been married for 27 years. And let's just face it, Bon Jovi, he's on the road all the time. Bono and Allie, his wife, they've been together. They just celebrated their 40 years together, the 40 years since they had their first date. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, and James Brolin and Barbra Streisand. And there's a long, long list. I just picked a couple favorites.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Let's say you are a successful actress and you are on set with A-list movie star, gorgeous, but you've been married for 10 years. What do you do, Ashley Daniels?
Oh, you know, I want to say that I wouldn't cheat. And I don't think I would because I'm pretty loyal. I am a Leo and I'm very loyal. But I can't imagine being with someone gorgeous, drop-dead handsome, and he's just making me feel like he is so in love with me, whether it's real or not. I probably would find it very difficult to say no. That's my honest opinion. I would probably find it very difficult, especially if it was somebody like Brad Pitt.
Another story dominating the hot headlines. We're going to stay with sex, obviously, on this one. Right. It's where we can see where my mind is constantly gravitating. Megyn Kelly's been all over the place right now. She has a new book out, and in the book she talks about sexual harassment that she dealt with Roger Ailes, who is the former head of Fox News. We're also seeing the Taylor Swift story because she has a lawsuit that's ongoing right now because she accused a radio DJ in Denver of groping her during a photograph. There seems to be a very large conversation right now around sexual harassment in the workplace, especially in entertainment. What are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts about this because it's really important that girls know that women know that they should be able to, girls and women, that they should be able to speak up and say something and not feel afraid to do so. And I commend Megyn Kelly and Taylor Swift for coming out and speaking openly about it. It just only reminds people that this is not okay and you don't have to stand for it. It's interesting, 1 in 3 women have been sexually harassed at work. That's a startling number, and a lot of people don't even know they are being sexually harassed. They don't even understand it because there was a survey that went out and it asked, were you sexually harassed? A lot of women said no, but then the questions got deeper and deeper, and some of the answers that these people had regarding their work life were they did engage in sexual, they had sexual remarks by a male coworker, and they just didn't understand that that was sexual harassment. So it's very sad to think that there are people out there that believe that other people won't believe them if they come out about it, or they don't know who to go to, or they're afraid they'll lose their job.
You know what's fascinating? Megyn Kelly was talking about how when this happened, it was her first year at Fox News here in New York. Obviously now she's Megyn Kelly. She's probably the most famous and most promising star on the news circuit at the moment. But being a first-year reporter at a network, she was hesitant to report this because, as she was saying, it's her against the most powerful man in media. What do you do? I mean, you're in this situation. If you're a woman, how do you handle this? Like, is it wrong? It's obviously wrong that someone like Roger Ailes, assuming this is true, was putting her in this situation. But as a young woman, how do you handle it when you're in this type of situation?
The first step would be to go to the person at work that you trust the most. And this is what I would do. I would go to them and I would tell them what's going on. And I would ask them what they think I should do. And I would ask them to guide me in the right direction. If it's not, because some jobs, they don't actually make it as known, like, here's what you do, here's the steps to do. But, you know, most jobs, they have a human resources department. If they do, I'd go to them first. I would immediately do it. I don't care how powerful the person is, because at the end of the day, you do not deserve to be treated any less than you are. And anybody that thinks that a woman, they can use their power to kind of scare a woman into feeling like you can't say anything is very, very mistaken. And I'm so glad that Megyn Kelly came out and let people know that she did not put up with it. I mean, she did in the beginning, but she went out afterward, and now this new book, it's a tell-all, and it's actually called Settle for More. And yes, she reveals how her ex-boss several times tried to pursue her and even kiss her.
Let me ask you, because I like your opinion and I like what you would do, but if it meant you going to report this situation, but you could potentially be blacklisted from your career, would you still do it?
Yes. I wouldn't, that's just me, because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't feel good about myself at night. I would feel like I have a secret. I have something. I would feel like no matter, the thing is, we do what we do, you and I at least, because you mentioned like a reporter type of job, because we love what we do and we're happy doing it. I wouldn't be happy doing it anymore if I was living under those circumstances.
Ashley, you're awesome. I love your perspective, by the way.
I love your perspective, by the way.
It's my $1 million smile. It's not my perspective. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't see your smile right now, but I bet it looks amazing.
You're the fortunate one. Trust me. I see it in the monitor ahead of me, and I'm like, oh, cringing. Ashley, so great having you on. You're awesome. Thanks for joining us again. Can't wait to have you on again.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thanks again, Ashley. She's awesome. All right, guys, well, that's it for our show. Told you we were going to cover a lot of ground. Feel like I just worked out like Martha Hunt right now. I'm like putting a workout. Thanks to all of our guests for joining us, including our in-studio guest, Lauren Blumenfeld. Make sure to catch out her show on Pop TV, as well as Liddie Clark. What a talented young lady. All of our guests on the red carpets and on location. Make sure to check out our website, BehindTheVelvetRope.TV. We're on Apple, iOS. Catch us all over the place, and we'll see you soon.